Classic Presentation and Public Speaking for Advanced Learners with Audio and Video CD by S.M. Wahiduzzaman. Editor A.M.M. Hamidur Rahman. Published by Classic Publications.
Audio 1. Introduction. Class 1. What is presentation? Literally, presentation or oral presentation means the way in which something is presented. Actually, it is an act of showing something or giving something to somebody. Or, presentation is the way in which something is offered, shown, explained to others. As a communication skill, an oral presentation refers to speaking to a group of official gathering. It can also be a session of public speaking. What is public speaking? Public speaking is a part of a presentation in which a new idea or a piece of work is shown to a group of people, and then people share their opinions and discuss it. Notably, though public speaking is a part of a presentation, they are not separated. One is related to the other. Actually, both presentation and public speaking go together, and their aim and purpose are the same. What skills will be developed through presentation and public speaking? It would be mistaken to imagine that effective public speaking means only delivering speeches to a huge audience from a podium. When you successfully go through a course on presentation and public speaking, you will learn some important skill which will help you in making an effective presentation even in front of a large audience. The skills are: A. You will learn to marshal your scattered thoughts and present them in a logical sequence and effective way. B. You will learn to focus only on your subject. C. You will learn to use your vocabulary to maximum advantage. D. You will learn to present all your thoughts in as few words as possible. E. You will learn to describe your points appropriately with the use of facts, examples, and parallels. F. You learn to control your voice and make it pleasant to the ears. G. You learn to control your body and make it fit for standing and moving attractively. H. You learn to control and convey your emotions dramatically through your words. I. You learn poise even under adverse situations. J. You will appear more presentable, more confident, more mature, and more positive to your listeners. Basic elements of presentation and public speaking. Content. It contains information that people need. Presentations must contain for how much information the audience can absorb in a one sitting. Structure. It has a logical beginning, middle, question and answer session, and end. It must be sequenced and paced so that the audience can understand it. The speaker must be careful not to lose the audience when wandering from the main point of the presentation. Packaging. The speaker must be well prepared for speaking, acting, and showing. The audience is at the mercy of the presenter. Human element. A good presentation will be remembered much more as it has a person attached to it. But you still need to analyze if the audience's needs would not be better met if a report was sent instead. According to Mehrabin, Professor Emeritus of Psychology, UCLA, there are basically three elements in any face-to-face communication. 1. Words. 2. tone of voice, and 3. Body language. B. These three elements account differently for meaning of the message. Words account for 7%, tone of voice accounts for 38%, and body language accounts for 55% of the message. What is the aim of this course? The course aims to develop smartness and both language skill and communication techniques of learners so that their presentation makes the maximum impact upon the audience. The ones who are already respectable can be made good, the good presenters can be made very good, and the very good presenters can be made excellent. Who needs this course? The answer, of course, is that everybody who wants to survive in this competitive world or job market, to become dynamic and smarter than before, to become a very good speaker and to present ideas to others confidently, needs presentation and public speaking skills training. Good speakers are always in high demand and are well paid. Yet a study shows that 87% of a person's income is directly attributed to the person's ability to confidently speak in public. It is a simple fact that a great idea will always lose out to a great presentation, and the only way to deliver a great presentation is to have presentation and public speaking skills training. Few people are born presenters. Some, of course, have the gift of the gab. But that gift does not alternate for presentation and public speaking skill training. In any situations, you will need to present your idea in an effective manner. Our presentation and public speaking course and book will give you the tools and techniques to do it. We are sure you won't find anybody who wouldn't like to become better at presenting their ideas to others. So, who needs presentation and public speaking skill training? Everybody needs presentation and public speaking skills training and effective presentations. Why do we need to do this course? The human brain starts working the moment you were born and never stops until you will stand up to speak in public. George Jessel. When you stand before a group of people, your palms get sweaty, heart wants to come through your mouth, and your knees start knocking against each other. You wish that the floor would just open up and swallow you whole. Do you want to continue this situation? You see, presentation skills are not something that people are born with. They have to be nurtured. But fortunately, it is a fact that 96% of presentation skills can be taught, and with the right teacher, they can be learned in under 1 hour. Jennifer Beal. It means that if you are not a confident presenter, you could be losing not only money but the lifestyle that you deserve. You could be losing that job promotion to those who are less talented and less educated than you are, but who can handle the stage. Public speaking is a skill. Like any other skill, it can be learned and improved upon. Just think about that. There is no other skill that you can acquire that will mean more to your personal success than presentation. So, someone may have the natural talent, but everyone can learn this skill, including you. You can learn how to turn all that stage fright and anxiety into positive energy that will help you deliver a speech with passion. You should perform well on this course because presentation is an achievable quality. No one can perform overnight. Only practice and techniques can help a person to go up to the mark. To present something effectively before an audience is a great art, so one must learn it. Presentation is the culmination of one's better performances. It proved that by practicing under a guideline, one can be a great presenter gradually. Always remember that it is not a question of luck. It's a question of practice and preparation. How much time does it require to be a good presenter? The required time depends on the amount of practice of the learners. But acquiring incredible presentation skills may take months or even years. Usually people tend to think that it's a long and tedious path to get to grip with quality professional presentational skills. But with proper guidelines and adequate practice, one may become a good presenter within a short time. What do you need to be a good presenter? As presentation involves saying and showing something, you must be a minimum actor. A good presenter must be energetic. To be a good presenter, a person must have a good pronunciation and be able to speak clearly with correct rhythm, stress, and intonation. Of course, he or she must be a fluent speaker. He or she must also know about the knowledge of projection of voice and use of humor. Notably, Albert Mehrabin, an American psychologist, carried out studies into the impact on an audience of three elements: content of speech, tone of voice, and body language. The results were rather surprising. 93% of the impact is how we say things. 55% is the body language. 38% is the tone of voice. Only 7% of the impact is that we actually say. However, the 7% is still very important because if what you say is not relevant or well prepared, there will not be much of a message communicated. To complete this course successfully, you need concentration on all aspects related to presentation and public speaking. Also, you have to understand the situation of the speech. Building group rapport. Ice-breaking session. An ice-breaking can be a very useful technique to start a presentation or training session. It can either be in the format of a set of PowerPoint slides designed to get the audience interested, or even better, it can allow some form of audience participation. Some easy instructions for shaking hands. Firstly, extend your right hand to meet the other person's right hand. Secondly, point your thumb upward towards the other person's arm and extend your arm at a slight downward angle. Thirdly, wrap your hand around the other person's hand when your thumb joints come together and keep your eye contact eye to eye and say "nice to meet you" or anything related to the situation. Then grasp the hand firmly and squeeze gently once. Remember that rigid handshakes are a big disgust, as are bone-crushing grabs. After that, hold the handshake for 2 or 3 seconds. And finally, pump your hand up and down a few times to convey sincerity. Watch the video clip Shaking Hands. some easy instructions to introduce people. Never forget to keep eye contact while introducing. Sometimes you want to meet new people and improve your social skills. Some easy instructions are given below to introduce people. Firstly, introduce individuals to each other using both first and last name. Secondly, if you are introducing someone who has extra title or titles, include the title or titles as well as the full name in the introduction. Thirdly, introduce the younger or less important person to the older or more important person, male or female. For example, Shaheen, I'd like you to meet Dr. Shahalum. Then, if the person you are introducing has a specific relationship with you, make the relationship clear by adding a phrase such as my brother, my sister, my wife, my husband, my cousin, my uncle, or my boss, etc. After that, introduce an individual to the groups first, then the group to the individual. For example, Hassan, I'd like you to meet my friends Dr. Hasnain, Engineer Shaun, and Mr. Muniruddin. Everyone, this is my colleague Mr. Hassan. And finally, if your host neglects to introduce you to other guests, feel free to introduce yourself, but make your relationship with the host clear in your introduction, but never try to neglect anyone while introducing. Some very important terms to be creative in presentation and public speaking. Mind mapping. Mind mapping is essentially a non-linear form of outlining. The idea is to make an organically associated diagram of words, concepts, ideas, tasks, decisions, or other information, and to link individual items as their associations demand. Brainstorming. Brainstorming is the most familiar and popular idea generating technique for groups. It is useful in all stages of a large problem solving process or to create good ideas. Brainstorming means thinking about all pros and cons about a topic. Lateral thinking. Lateral means connected with the side of something or with movement to the side. Lateral thinking is a way of solving problems by using your imagination to find new ways of looking at problems. It is a deliberate, systematic, creative thinking process that deliberately looks at challenges from completely different angles.